amazing prices and style. That's main character energy.
Burlington deals, brands, wow.
Toyotathon is on. Now's the time to get an exciting new Toyota, like Camry,
Wait, what?
RAV4 Hybrid,
Cool.
Tundra, and more.
Whoa.
How'd you do that? Toyotathon magic.
Make your wish for a new Camry come true at Toyotathon. Now lease an all-hybrid Camry for just $299 a month. That's right, just $299 a month.
'Tis the season for Toyotathon.
Toyota, let's go places.
Breaking right now at 6, 2 days after Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle were found dead, their son has now been charged with murder. But we're learning about their deaths and the high-profile attorney that was just hired.
Plus, the battle for Warner Brothers intensifying tonight. The meeting in Burbank right now underway, and the name that just backed out.
NBC4 News at 6 starts with breaking news.
And that breaking news at 6, and Nick Reiner now charged with murdering his parents, Rob and Michelle. Good evening, everyone. I'm Annabelle Sedano.
And I'm Camilla Rambaldi. Michael and Colleen have the night off. NBC4 was the first to break the story on the investigation. And tonight, we are learning new details about their deaths and how investigators tracked Reiner down.
And we've also learned his attorney will be Alan Jackson. He's best known for defending Karen Reed in Massachusetts. Our cameras caught Jackson visiting the Reiner home in Brentwood today.
We have live team coverage tonight, and we begin with our investigative reporter Eric Leonard live in downtown L.A. Eric.
Yeah, the criminal complaint filed just this afternoon includes 2 counts of first-degree murder with the special circumstance allegation of multiple murders. That enhances the severity of the charges and could lead to life without parole or even a death sentence. Nick Reiner was supposed to make an initial appearance in court this morning. That's been postponed because of his medical condition.
These charges will be 2 counts of first-degree murder with the special circumstance of multiple murders.
L.A. County District Attorney Nathan Hochman says Nick Reiner could face a sentence of life without parole or even a death sentence if he's convicted on the murder charges and the special circumstance allegation is found true that multiple murders were committed.
He also faces a special allegation that he personally used a dangerous and deadly weapon, that being a knife.
A decision on whether to seek a death sentence will be made sometime in the future. Hochman said it will be up to the defense to raise any potential issues about the mental health of Reiner, who's publicly shared his struggles with drug abuse.
Any evidence, if there is any, of mental illness for his background will be coming out in the hearings that will occur. We anticipate again after the arraignment, the process will go through the normal process.
Actor Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle were found Sunday afternoon in the family home in Brentwood. Paramedics and police were called. The LAPD said today they were found in their bedroom, and the charges announced by prosecutors confirmed they were stabbed to death. Within hours of the discovery Sunday, detectives had traced Nick Reiner south towards the 10 freeway, then along the Metro Expo line to Vermont and Exposition, where he was spotted smoking on the sidewalk and arrested without incident around 9 o'clock Sunday night. So far, police have not said specifically what led them to suspect Nick or what they found when he was arrested. Nick Reiner is now being represented by defense attorney Alan Jackson, who said today's scheduled court hearing was delayed because of Reiner's medical condition.
Every single inmate goes through a medical clearance before they can be transported to court. Every one of them.
Okay.
And that's a process. It's just a procedural issue. And he has not yet been medically cleared, so he will be here.
The case is being handled by prosecutors at complicated or high-profile cases. We now expect Nick Reiner to make his initial appearance in court tomorrow morning. Live outside the Hall of Justice in downtown L.A., I'm investigative reporter Eric Leonard, NBC4 News.
All right, Eric, thank you very much for that. Well, days after the Reiner murders, President Donald Trump is finding himself in hot water after those comments he made following the couple's deaths, including from within his own party. NBC4's Conan Nolan is live in the newsroom with the political pushback tonight. Conan.
That's right. Keep in mind, it's part of the American presidency, the role of consoler-in-chief, one where the person in the Oval Office represents the nation's capacity for healing and unity, which, as we have seen, does not appear to be a priority for the 45th and now the 47th president. President Obama following the massacre of children at Sandy Hook Elementary.
And from every family who never imagined that their loved one would be taken from our lives by a bullet from a gun.
George Bush following 9/11.
This is a day when all Americans from every walk of life unite in our resolve for justice and peace.
Ronald Reagan after the Challenger disaster.
We will never forget them as they prepared for their journey and waved goodbye and slipped the surly bonds of earth to touch the face of God.
And then this.
So he became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome. So I was not a fan of Rob Reiner at all in any way, shape, or form. I thought he was very bad for our country.
President Trump's comments regarding the murder of Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle, still reverberating. Chuck Todd, the former host of Meet the Press.
It was so disgusting. It was so awful. We're all exhausted from being exhausted by him.
Former California First Lady Maria Shriver.
I appeal to those of you who work for this man, who know this man, who are in this man's family. Come on, explain to him that we have had enough.
Some Republicans on Capitol Hill also recoiled.
It's time for decency and kindness.
Regardless of your political beliefs, that person and his family should be shown respect.
But others chose not to engage.
I don't do ongoing commentary about everything that's said by everybody in government every day.
Former President Bill Clinton in an audio interview.
Spokespeople who normally defend everything went quiet. That pause told me more than any statement could have. Because when even your allies don't know how to defend you, you've crossed a line most people didn't know existed.
Political science professor Jack Pitney of Claremont McKenna College.
This hurts Trump, and it comes on in the wake of other things that have hurt his popularity, the conflict in Venezuela, the problems with the economy. And so as Trump becomes less and less popular, he's going to find out who his true friends are, and he's going to find out there are very few of them.
President Trump has announced he will give remarks to the nation tomorrow night, talking about his administration, his accomplishments over the past year, and why he believes the nation has never been in a better place than it is right now. I'm Conan Nolan, NBC4 News.
Conan, thank you. Rob and Michelle are also being remembered for their charity and activism. Friends and families say the couple was passionate about issues facing the LGBTQ+ community and early childhood development. The nonprofit 0 to 3 said the Reiners were donors and organizers for decades. They helped raise more than $1 billion in funding for early childhood programs.
They created a template for how people can leverage their celebrity, their power in ways that can really change the world.
In years past, 0 to 3 has given out the Reiner Award to people who embody the couple's spirit. The nonprofit says it is considering bringing the award back in their honor. Our coverage continues right now on NBCLA.com. We're also posting updates and tributes on the NBCLA app and on all of our social pages.
We're following a big development in the battle for Warner Brothers. A private equity firm founded by President Trump's son-in-law has pulled out of Paramount Skydance's bid to buy all of Warner Brothers. Last week, Paramount launched an attempt at a so-called hostile takeover of Warner Brothers after the company agreed to sell its most valuable assets to Netflix. Jared Kushner's firm Affinity was one of several backing Paramount's bid, but the firm told NBC News, quote, the dynamics of the investment changed significantly since it initially became involved. Warner Brothers was reportedly preparing to reject Paramount's bid as soon as tomorrow. Meantime, a Burbank city leader is pushing the city council to consider taking legal steps to block the proposed sale of Warner Brothers. The issue is set to come up for discussion at the meeting that is underway right now. Warner Brothers headquarters is in Burbank, and Councilmember Constantine Anthony is urging the city to step in. He says it's necessary to protect local jobs there.
All right, let's get you back outside this evening, looking live from Mount Wilson. Another beautiful shot there. You can see a little bit of that fog, but all of the lights. Meteorologist Stephanie Olmo is in for Melissa McGee tonight.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous shot. Hey, Steph.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day, and it continues here at this hour. However, temperatures, of course, are cooling down after the sun sets. It's a little chilly out there. Right now, we're checking out this image. This is Ontario Airport, where we're looking at a mostly clear sky out this way. Temperatures currently at 65 degrees, so we're beginning beginning to cool down. Temperatures in some other spots currently at 43 in Big Bear, 66 for you in San Bernardino, 63 in West Covina, 61 in downtown LA, 72 in Santa Clarita, and 63 at the moment there in Thousand Oaks. So high pressure system is sitting nearby. This has been the story the past several days. We've been talking about it. The dry stretch continues. We do have the winds coming in from the north and northeast, getting a little bit gusty as we head into tomorrow, but zooming in right now, we just have some high-level clouds sweeping across the area, and it's still pretty dry out there. All right, we're talking about the dense fog that's going to be developing here later on this evening into the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning. So we have a dense fog advisory now in effect for the basin and even stretching down to Orange County. So we'll have more on this and also the gusty winds and possible changes for Christmas week all coming up in your extended forecast. For now, back to you, ladies.
All right, well, stay tuned for it, Steph. Thank you. Nearly 1 year after